participants in our prayer tonight as he taught us, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, as we forgive our trespasses, as we forgive our trespasses, and forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Please rise for our Pledge of Allegiance and Texas Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag, pledge allegiance to be Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Mayor?
Okay, we do have a quorum for tonight's meeting. In attendance, we have Councilwoman Martinez, Councilwoman Cantu, and Councilwoman Jimenez. Thank you, ladies, for being with us tonight.
Mayor?
Any citizens' comments there at City Hall?
Mayor, we have a comment.
None? Okay, thank you. Moving on Moving on to item 1A, old business, consideration and action to approve meeting minutes for the regular council meeting of July the 9th,
Mayor?
2020. I give you ladies a moment to look them over and see if there's any changes that you see needed.
Mayor?
She can't hear us for
Mayor?
And if not, I will entertain a motion.
Mayor?
Just a minute. We have a comment. Mayor?
Yes.
Okay. We just wanted to have for the record, did you say that Councilman Juan Ortiz called and said he was not able to attend the meeting?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so
And
much.
also there's no audience here for any comments.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you, Ms. Turner. Do I have a motion, or are there any comments pertaining to the minutes?
And for the record also, J.D. Minutes said that she will be attending the meeting, but she's running about 10 minutes late. We'll notify you when she's able to attend. She's going to be attending via Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
Do we need to make a note on the minutes that we did not have the 2A presentation?
Was that, I can't remember if it was tabled or if it was just reserved.
He wasn't there, so we didn't
It
go
wasn't
over it
there?
at all.
Okay.
Correct.
Yes, I would like, if we can, just for clarification purposes, Ms. Monica, if we can just place, make an amendment indicating that this issue was to be presented by Councilmember Ortiz, and that it was not discussed because he was absent. And no action was taken.
It's not coming, it's in the minutes.
The previously.
Oh, okay. So I need to approve of that correction. I said
Okay,
that.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you so much. Passes 3-0. Moving on to new business, item 2A, consideration and action to approve the USDA $2.5 million water project bid and needing USDA water to proceed. Mrs. Turner, I'll hand the floor over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. City Council, this is a meeting, this is the USDA project we've been talking about for some time. The one that's going to be talking about the Plaza Well and the Interconnect. We had a Zoom meeting with Betty Soto from the USDA, and she's saying that we're prepared. And so what it's saying is that we can go forward with this project pending their final approval to proceed. It'll come back before you before we go out again, but we need to have this approval at this point so that we can move forward with this project. Again, it is a $2.5 million water project that we've been working on for the Plaza Well that's located by on Jack's Cafe and the interconnect, that the agreement that we just have with both Hills Water. There's no funding for this at this point in time other than the 2.5. And Mayor, we want to prepare you that in the next 45 to 60 days, we'll have a final closing that we need to be able to have. As we did before with the signing.
Okay. I'll be prepared for that.
When do you think this project is going to start?
It should start sometime between October and November. We're hoping that it can move forward. With the USDA, there are a lot of documentation that we have to sign. I believe you came to one of our closings when we have it. We really want to be able to do that. And thank again the council for helping us to get that going forward. So that's what we're hoping to do. So we're hoping to have it sometime in October. I'm really concerned because our water pressure has been affected and we want to make sure that these things are addressed.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move to approve USDA 2.5 million water project bid pending USDA order to proceed.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I second.
Second. And seconded. Any other discussion? And I believe there's no citizens' comments. So all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Passes 3-0. Thank you. Moving on to item 2B. Consideration and action to approve resolution 2020-021, first reading. Resolution to approve the expenditure of the Floresville Economic Development funds for the infrastructure project in an amount exceeding $10,000 for the development and construction of street and roads to be located at 664 10th Street. Mr. Reed, is he in attendance?
No, ma'am. Mr. Reed was not able to attend. However, he did call me, and I know Sylvia can speak to this. This is the first reading. We're to be able to do that. It has to have 2 readings to be able to do that. This is a project that we spoke of that they're going to do to assist the city in road development for a new development that's coming here in town. And so this is the first reading. Sylvia?
Yes, Mayor and Council, this is the first reading. Ms. Turner is on point. There has to be 2 readings. And for your information, the Board of Directors for FPDC approved the expenditure of these funds on Monday. And they are seeking approval by Mayor, yourself, and the rest of the council as well.
Okay. Council, any questions?
Madam Mayor, I move to approve resolution 2020-021 first reading. A resolution, you want me to read the resolution or you want me to read whatever's a resolution?
No, ma'am,
if
you can just, Mayor Pro Tem, if you can just read the heading at the very top in bold print, and that'll be enough.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of Floresville, Texas, approving the expenditure of Floresville Economic Development Funds for the infrastructure project known as Floresville PM track located at 664 10th Street, City of Floresville, 78114, in an amount exceeding $10,000 for the development and construction of street and road to be located thereon. Are repealing all resolutions in conflict and providing an effective date. Is that sufficient enough?
Yes, and this is the first reading.
And this will be
Okay, I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I second.
Seconded. Thank you so much. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you. Item passes 3-0.
Mayor,
Moving on to.
just so you're aware, Councilwoman Jimenez has joined us.
Okay. Welcome, Jane.
I am sorry, what were you motioning on?
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and recap for Ms. Jimenez, if you wouldn't mind. Sylvia Rodriguez, I think I'll call on you for that.
Okay, Mayor, thank you very much. Councilwoman Jimenez, this is the consideration and action to approve resolution 2020-021. It's the first reading of the resolution allowing the Floresville Economic Development Corporation to expend on a project an amount that exceeds over $10,000.
Okay.
Can you tell her where, please? Rodriguez?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Can you
The location.
tell her where
The
the location
Yes.
is?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. The location is to be at 664 10th Street within the city of Floresville, Texas.
Okay.
Thank you. Motion passes 3-0. Moving on to item 3C, consideration action to approve the budget amendment number 5 for the Floresville Police Department. I'll hand it over to our finance director.
Yes, so the police department, they're requesting a budget amendment to transfer funds from their account of 46803, which is their investigative supplies to service. They have a vehicle that's needing new tires, and then they have a vehicle that needs an AC repair. They need $523.36 for new tires, $1,152 to repair an AC unit for unit number 318, not until it's unit, sorry. So that's going to be a total transfer of $1,675.36. I did verify today in their accounts that they do have the funds to transfer. They have roughly $2,300 in there.
So basically, it's just a transfer from that fund over to cover these expenses.
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions by the council?
How old is the vehicle?
Yes, Ms. Jimenez?
Cynthia, Cynthia, I had a quick question about, when we're transferring money, I see that we're taking from 301, 503. 503 would be a different function code than 507. Are we allowed to move money from different items like that? I know it's
That's why I need a
301 is
budget
the general
amendment
fund, but I didn't know if 503 and 507 were different functions.
They are 503
For
is
the
the police
police?
department, and then 507 is service. So in order for us to transfer between departments, we have to have a budget amendment. If it was within the same department, then we would not need a budget amendment. We just need the supervisor or the head of that department to give the okay. They sign. We have a sheet that they sign giving the okay to transfer funds.
And just for clarification purposes, the amount a supervisor can transfer within a function would be how much? Without approval?
Okay, we normally limit it to Councilwoman $1,000. Anything above $1,000, myself and or the finance director has to approve.
Okay. And then it only comes to council for switching functions as we're doing right now?
Yes, ma'am, that's why we need a budget amendment.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I wanted to know how old the vehicle was.
I wasn't provided that, but I can ask the chief, and I can give you a response at Tuesday.
Okay, well, I was just curious. Go ahead, are we ready for a motion?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and approve the budget amendment for the police department.
Okay, was that Mrs. Martinez? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear very well.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
okay. Okay, I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll go ahead and second.
And I have a second. Since there's no citizens' comments, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Item is approved 3-0. And I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. With no further items on the agenda, it's been a short and sweet meeting, and this meeting is now concluded at 6:14 p.m. Thank you and stay safe.